Many people wanted refunds. So imagine people paying you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and then coming back saying, hey, I want that money back because we cannot have the event. And at first I did what everybody else. I'm like, man, first it hurt my feelings. Then I'm like, man, then I pouted for a minute. And then the pray drive kicked in. And I told my wife, I said, man, we ain't going out like this. See, this never ceases to amaze me when I'm around some of the biggest people in the world. Grover, Elliott, Lee, whoever you want to say, Milet. You would be shocked at how good they are one-to-one. What do you feel like when you're around these people? You feel like you can do anything. They give off an impression of increase. When I'm with you, how do I feel about me? Do you lift me up or do you tear me down? Do you build my confidence or you destroy my confidence? See, the top 1% of performers are incredible at connection. They treat everybody like family. When we were having our first daughter, Ella Grace, the nurse was one of my former students in high school. She was a softball player. And I'm glad I gave her a good grade. And my daughter was my wife was in a long labor and it was very intense. And the nurse said, you need, come on, just stay with me one more second. And the coach came out in me at that moment. And for all the men in here, this is something you should not do. Like the nurse was saying, just push one more time. And I look at my wife and I go, suck it up and push. And that's something you shouldn't do. But later my wife said, that's the best thing you could have done for me at that moment. Now let me tell you about that nurse. The shift was over. One by one the nurses came in and said, Mr. Burt, Miss Burt, we're going to be leaving, our shift's over. There's going to be some other nurses that come in and help you. That nurse, who's a student that I coached, walked in and she says, my shift's over, but I'm not leaving till we have this baby. Come on now. She stayed 3 hours after her shift to help us have our first daughter. Now, how do you think we felt about her? I went to the main nurse and I said, who's the number one nurse you got? And they said, she is. Everybody requests her because she has incredible connection skills. Connection is, how do I make you feel? Great. The first message I got from Andy Elliott, I never even talked to him. We spoke at Miami Marlins Stadium. I was in the morning, he was in the afternoon. I was up there with my team, and I get a text message, it's Andy Elliott. Hey, coach, this is Andy Elliott. Here's what he said. My team loves you. And if my team loves you, I love you. Very first message I ever got. How do you think I felt about him the first time we talked? I showed it to my team, and I said, look at this dude, man. I love this dude. We should be doing things together. Grit and resilience. Duckworth wrote a book called Grit, and it's because her dad told her she would never be smart enough to do anything in the world. She went to Stanford. She studied what made the best people in the world the best people, and she found out it wasn't the smartest people. It was the people who had the most grit and resilience. So if I tied grit and resilience to pray drive is your instinct to pursue. But the top 1% not only pursue, they keep going. They just keep coming. How many of you think in any economy the top 1% still keep selling? Of course. No matter what. They never place their destiny in somebody else's hands, and they just keep coming. They just keep coming. Now, in March of 2020, this is just 3 years ago, I was losing $250,000 a month in my coaching business. And that hurt my feelings. And you know why? Because every speaking engagement I had was canceled because of the pandemic. Many people wanted refunds. So imagine people paying you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and then coming back saying, hey, I want that money back because we cannot have the event. And at first I did what everybody else. I'm like, man, first it hurt my feelings. Then I'm like, man, then I pouted for a minute. And then the pray drive kicked in. And I told my wife, I said, man, we ain't going out like this. We worked too hard. We've come too far. I'm going to use this to reactivate my drive. And maybe this is the best thing that's ever happened to me because maybe I had gotten complacent. Maybe I had let my foot off the gas. Maybe I had, right? And here's what I did. I multiplied everything I was doing. I said, I'll do free Zooms for any company in the world. I was doing 8 to 9 Zooms a day for free for anybody who wanted coaching. I would go home at night so exhausted I couldn't see straight. 6 months later, we were crossing over 1 million. I went from losing $250,000 to crossing over 1 million because I made a decision to let that activate my prey drive. See, the competition in me kicked in. The coach in me kicked in. The person that wants to win kicked in. So how much grit and resilience do you have? The top 1% of salespeople in the world, top 1% of people, they have the ability to see something with the eyes. That's the prey drive. I see it with my eyes. And I pursue it. And I see it all the way through to its logical conclusion. See, I ask people, have you followed up with that person? Well, I followed up a few times. We're going to bring the deal to a what? Close. What's the word close mean? To bring something to an end. We're going to go until we help them make a decision. Now, when you follow up, we're not just going to check in. Here's what people say on their follow-up. Just checking in. I'm just touching base. I love this one. I woke up thinking about you today. That's weird. Don't say that. Do you have any questions? How many of y'all followed up that way before? Just checking in, just touching base, just wondering if you had any questions. How does that help me make a decision? See, when I first bought my private jet in 2017, I bought it because I was away from my kids all the time. And I had a trip that was 20 minutes long or 30 minutes long from Memphis, Tennessee to Nashville, Tennessee. And I took 6 of my best customers with me. I said, man, it's going to be awesome. We're going to fly private. You're going to go with me and see me coach for a day. It's going to be incredible. It's one of the first flights I took on this new plane. I speak all day. My mind's tired. I come out. My pilot, who was Reggie Jackson's pilot, the famous baseball player, he's got 20,000 hours of flight experience, and he pulls up his iPad and he says, man, some really bad storms, but I've been doing this a long time, and we're going to go this way, and I'm going to try to stay out of the eye of this storm, and I'm going to go up through Kentucky, and I'm going to, boom, come back down to Nashville. It's all good, coach. And I take everybody on the plane. Let's go. I get up in that plane, and we were getting rocked. When I say rocked, hit. It's pitch dark. I see lightning striking everywhere. The plane is dropping like 50 feet at a time. We're getting hit sideways. You ever seen 6 grown men holding hands praying? Like, please, God. It was the worst turbulence I have ever been through in my life. I literally thought the plane was going to fall out of the sky. We get back to Nashville. The co-pilot quit that night. He was 22 years old. He walked off the plane and straight out the door, and he never came back. My main pilot looks back in the cockpit and goes, Coach, wasn't that awesome? I'm like, what's wrong with you? No, it wasn't awesome. It's miserable. There's a sales lesson here. Here's what he says to me. He said, Coach, although it's uncomfortable, it is not unsafe. These planes are manufactured to handle this turbulence. Everybody hear what he's saying? He gave me information and confidence. I go home and I YouTube, do planes fall out of the sky? I buy a book called Cockpit Confidential, and I'm reading through, and sure enough, they don't fall out of the sky. It's safer to fly in a plane than it is to get in your car and drive here in Arizona. Now I have more information. Now when I have turbulence on the plane, I'm like, hey, it's uncomfortable, but it's not unsafe. Here's what I thought about. Isn't that what a good salesperson does? They feed information and they give confidence. See, here's what I don't get in my follow-ups when people follow up with me. They don't feed me information and they don't give me any confidence. When I wrote the book $1 Million Follow-Up, I wrote that book because I was so upset with how people followed up. And I said, either they don't know how to follow up or they don't go the distance. The purpose of the follow-up is to help a person make a decision. To make a decision, what do I need? Information. Feed me information. Don't ask, do you have any questions? Jab with value. Hey, I thought about a strategy I would use with you to get you from A to B. This is a strategy I'm using with 3 other clients. It's working great. Touch number 1. Boom. Hey, video. See, I have my people on my team take pictures while I'm here, and they're sending messages out to our prospects right now while I'm up here on stage. Coach is crushing in Arizona. He could be crushing it for you, but he can't crush it for you until you make a decision. See, I call that association. I voice text people. Hey, man, here's what we got to do to move you from A to B. There's 3 strategies I want to use. Here's 2 people I did this with. Man, I helped them do this in their company. I jab, 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 hook. Every 4th time I ask, have you seen enough to make a decision? Seems like you want to do this. It sounds like this is perfect. Feels like you're ready to get started. But something's keeping you from moving forward. Am I right about that? And then guess what I do? 4 C's, baby. You're waiting on courage, but courage ain't coming. And I'll say that in a voice text. You're waiting on the courage, but the courage ain't coming. Let me give you my 4 C's. First, you commit. Right? Then you learn a new capability. Or then you get courage. Then you learn a new capability. And when I'm done with you, you're going to have confidence coming out of your ears. Because confidence is the memory of success. At every part of my being, when my single mom took me down to the local baseball field when I was 4, 5, and 6 years old, I would stay down there for hours, guys. I remember my mom coming back and picking me up at 10 p.m. at night when I was 6 years old. And that coach, who was a woman, tended to me. She fed me. She took care of me. And let me tell you what my eyes saw. Everybody needs a coach in their life. Because I saw how a good coach could help a person reach their deepest human potential. I had a big revelation, and because of the revelation, I got a lot of conviction. See, you think I have passion. When I'm selling, it comes across as passion. It's not passion. It's conviction. Yep. See, it's not aggression. What Andy has is not aggressive. It's conviction. And when you got enough conviction, that other people can feel it through the phone. And because of that, you're willing to take a whole lot of action. Everybody needs a coach in their life. Andy Elliott, you're my brother for life. God bless you. You guys, I got to go to another event. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.